Lizzie Borden gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. That's a pretty famous childhood chant that you might have heard of. This chant is about my parents. Actually, it's technically wrong. The woman was not my mom. She was my stepmom. And that was my father. But the number of whacks, technically not correct. Not that I would know, of course. The murders happened in 1892. And we don't know exactly who killed them. I was home by myself. Well, not by myself. There was a maid. She was outside washing windows. But I didn't hear a thing when my stepmother was killed. She was killed from behind, we're assuming. She was found in congealed blood laying on the floor of a bedroom. Had been whacked behind an ear and had a neck, like a 4-inch gash back there from a hatchet. And also like in the shoulder area. But I didn't hear anything. I was downstairs ironing handkerchiefs. I mean, how is that for a solid alibi? The interesting thing, that I think that happened around 9:30 is what they said. And then about an hour and a half later, I guess my father also was hatched. And so we don't know. There were some different speculations out there. I was actually brought to trial. But an all-male jury, they were very sympathetic to my cause, and I got off scot-free. For what, I don't know. Was I really guilty? That's debatable. There are many reasons why I would have been upset with my so-called parents. I didn't like my stepmom. Remember, she wasn't my real mom. And I also wasn't really happy with my dad at the time. He was considering giving property to her family, and my sister and I, who was not there at the time of the murders, were very kind of concerned, and we're kind of running up on a deadline, but we were kind of hoping maybe nature would take its course, but it didn't. Obviously, there was a murderer involved. And so anyway, also my dad kind of made me upset. So I had these pigeon pets, and I had a little place up for them in the hayloft, and he actually chopped off all their heads. And I loved those things. But he was afraid the neighbor boys were going to come around and hunt them. They were being a nuisance. I guess they were trying to hunt them. It's just stupid, you know. Also, my sister and I weren't very happy with my dad because, again, he was so frugal. He was a banker. He was so frugal that he wouldn't even put a modern-day bathroom in the house. I mean, come on. Get with the times, right? Like we're supposed to use a basin or something? That seems a bit ridiculous. We had the money. Why couldn't he just get us a decent bathroom? That's all we're asking for, really. So anyway, but yeah, no one really knew what had happened. There was some stories going around that perhaps I'd gone to a drugstore and asked for some poison. That wasn't proved. It's also a well-known secret, or maybe not a well-known secret, or it was not a best-kept secret, everybody seemed to know, that I had taken some jewelry and some cash from my parents' master bedroom. Also, I was known to shoplift a time or two. But, you know, who doesn't do that stuff when they're young? I mean, live it up, right? So anyway, it's interesting. I will tell you I didn't do it. I'm firmly convinced I didn't. But then who did, right? You can stay at my former house. It's a bed and breakfast now. What's really cool about that murder case was that was the first time that forensic pictures were taken at a murder site. Isn't that cool? My family was involved in that. I mean, wow, it almost makes a girl giddy. But anyway, I digress. So I leave you with those lasting thoughts that, you know, no one ever suspected of who was the murderer. But if you stay at the old house and you find out, would you let me know?